Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, June 28, 2017. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Celebrated under the theme Dream, Achieve and Live, 760 students from the 4 divisions of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College graduated on Tuesday, June 27th, as the institution held its 8th annual graduation ceremony. We hear more about the graduation ceremony in this report from Nikita Tony.
As they continue to foster the holistic development of learners enrolled at all 4 divisions through the provision of post-secondary and tertiary education, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College SVGCC yesterday, Tuesday, June 27th, held its 8th annual amalgamated graduation ceremony, which saw 760 students receiving certificates for the completion of programs at the institution. Commending the work of the graduates as well as the staff of the SVGCC, Chairman of the SVGCC Board of Governors, Dr. Simone Keyser Beach, noted that while the college remains steadfast at achieving its objectives, there is still more to be done.
To be a leading tertiary institution in the region, recognized for quality education, training, research, innovation, and lifelong learning, producing graduates who function effectively in a modernized society. We commit to working tirelessly with the staff and students of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College as we create learning that maximizes living in this age of millennials.
Beginning his address by requesting a moment of silence for the 4 final year students, Onyxie Hamilton, Sherry-Ann Padmore, Aziza Denny, and Danny Horn, who lost their lives tragically within the space of a month, Director of the SVGCC Nigel Scott, while giving a brief highlight of the academic year, reiterated the institution's commitment to provide quality post-secondary and tertiary education experiences. Providing 4 main guidelines for achieving success, Scott, however, reminded the graduates that their journey has just begun.
Some of your achievements thus far may seem, this is just the beginning. There is a life that lies ahead of you, filled with uncertainties, pitfalls and potholes, but also with joys and triumphs and pleasurable moments. Dear graduates, in life's race, I urge you to trust in God. Avoid the distracting trinkets, be persistent, and finish the race well with integrity and courage. I wish you every blessing for your future. Be wise.
Featured speaker Gamal Skinny Fabulous Doyle, one of this nation's top entertainers, encouraged the graduates to carve their own paths as the face of success varies.
We are all equal in our capacity to utilize the cards that we have been dealt as individuals to enhance our own lives and perhaps the lives of those around us. So the idea of success is not just to get an A in your exam or to have a distinction. The idea of success to me is to be upwardly mobile at all times, regardless of your situation.
Standing by the mantra hard work brings success, valedictorian and recipient of the Divisional Award of Excellence for the Division of Technical and Vocational Education, Shanika Samuel, said her success came from her hard work and determination, as well as the support received from the lecturers at the institution.
I had a dream. I dreamt of achievement. I dreamt of success, and today that dream has become reality. Graduates, I pray God's blessing on your endeavors, and if the opportunity doesn't arise, create one. Tackle the world one step at a time. Be the person you want the other person to be, and remember, dreams are unlimited, achievement creates possibilities, and life is worth living. So dream, achieve, live.
Samuel also made mention of our 4 fallen colleagues who would have also celebrated their achievement at the graduation ceremony.
This academic year, we bade farewell to 4 of our classmates, Onyxie Hamilton, Sherry-Ann Padmore, Aziza Denny, and Danny Horn, whose journeys came to an abrupt end. Though the circumstances were tragic, we honor their memories, as they would have certainly wanted us to dream, achieve, and live to our fullest potential.
As the SVGCC continues to mold the minds of learners enrolled at all 4 divisions, students are being urged to not only commit themselves to their academic duties, but also continue to dream, achieve, and live. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
And Director of the college, Nigel Scott, said the institution continues to provide quality education, training, research, innovation, and lifelong learning to all students. Giving an overview of the past academic year, Scott spoke of strides being made to enhance the services at the institution.
This year, under review, we signed Memorandum of Understanding with Holland College of Prince Edward Island, Canada, the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and the West Indies Players Association, WEPA. These agreements will provide the framework for us to continue to fulfill our mandate as outlined above. Our students at all divisions continue to do fairly well academically. In most cases, pass rates are above 75%. However, there are some courses and programs that continue to be a source of concern. These include the communication courses at the Division of Teacher Education, some mathematics courses at the Division of Arts, Sciences, and General Studies, the completion rate for engineering programs at the Division of Technical and Vocational Education, among others. While the success rate at the regional examination for nurse registration has shown improvement, we know that there is still work to do.
In other news, former opposition leader Anim Eustace believes that there will be opportunities to boost the business sector here with the proposed central bank loan agreement or the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Cooperation Agreement bill, which is now before Parliament. Eustace was speaking on the New Times radio program on Monday, explained that with such agreement, the central bank is offering to become guarantors for micro, small and medium businesses so that entrepreneurs can get up to 80% loans.
Therefore, if the whole economy is not doing well and you can't get loans for business, employment will not be doing well.
True.
And it leads to a sense of depression on the part of people when things are not what they would like them to be. And the central bank has come up with a regional agreement. I think the source is the central bank, in which they have proposed, and the agreement that they are proposing is now before the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They're proposing to provide some guarantees to lenders who lend for these small, medium, and micro businesses. And this is very important because very often people don't have all the qualifications to be able to get loans. If somebody guarantees that, it increases your chances of getting the loan.
The Economist noted that with many persons throughout the Caribbean unable to start up a business because they don't have the capital to do so, and that such a venture by the central bank will help boost regional economies and provide employment for many.
Your security may not be so hot,
Okay.
but your project may be determined to be viable. And here you have somebody who is willing to look at the project and make a decision as to whether they, as an institution, will guarantee the loan up to 80% of the loan. So you can get $80,000 out of the $100,000. To me, that is an important initiative taken to the central bank. Very, very important, especially in light of our circumstances now, where we have a lot of non-performing loans in the bank, where people are not meeting the requirements of their loan, and at the same time, there's not much borrowing. And here's an opportunity, if you have a reasonably good project, to get your loan 80% guaranteed as a business. 80%. So the person who is lending will have the confidence that in the end, if anything happens, the loan they're giving out has at least 80% guarantee.
And Queen's Counsel Panel Campbell on his Law and You program Monday night on SVG-TV said that there are various things persons should be aware of when borrowing monies from lending agencies.
Okay, let us say you want to buy a vehicle. You don't have enough money, so you go to an institution to borrow the rest of the money to buy the vehicle. You sign up a document called a bill of sale, and you get the money to borrow on the security of that vehicle. Now, remember, in the previous two programs, I told you that when you mortgage real property, that is land, a house and land, buildings and land, you normally would sign a legal mortgage by which you transfer the property to the institution from which you are borrowing the money. It becomes theirs. And when you pay back the money, they retransfer it to you. Now, this is not the case of bills of sale. With a bill of sale, you, the borrower, retain ownership of the property, the personal property, on the security of which you have borrowed the money.
Campbell said in the event of an unfortunate situation, persons may still be required to fulfill their obligations to the lending agency.
So if you take out a bill of sale on a vehicle, the vehicle remains yours. So let us say you borrow money to buy a passenger van. You borrow $30,000. You make that up and you buy the passenger van. So your bill of sale is for $30,000 plus interest, of course. Then one day an accident occurs. The van is damaged or totally destroyed. And what you get back from the insurance company is less than what you still owe to the bank from which you borrowed the money to buy the van in the first place. Whatever you owe to the lending institution remains owing, regardless of what happens to the property on which you took out the bill of sale. So you have to go and find the extra money from some source to go and pay the institution.
A concern has been raised here as to whether there are plastic cheese on sale in the country. The issue came to light over the weekend after a video was posted on the social media site Facebook in which an illustration was given by a female customer that a block of white mild cheddar cheese purchased from a local Massey store had the contingency of plastic. In a release issued today by Massey Store's SVG on the matter, the company said the cheese was supplied by a long-standing supplier from the UK, which was shipped with the accompanying health certification, which is part of the quality assurance process for the plant where the product is produced. The release further stated that Massey Stores SVG Limited is investigating the matter as they take their customer feedback very seriously and that they have already contacted the Ministry of Health and supplier on the matter. The company also stated that the supplier will ensure appropriate testing and checks out of an abundance of caution. Welcome to Carnival Beat this evening. 165 persons landed at the Argyle International Airport earlier today on the first chartered flight for Vincy Mas 2017. On hand to greet the visitors were representatives from the SVG Tourism Authority, the Carnival Development Corporation, as well as the Ministry of Tourism. Chairman of the Carnival Development Corporation, Ricky Adams, expressed excitement with the arrival and expressed confidence that the collaboration between the CDC and the AIA will reap rewards for all.
We have the charter coming in this evening, which is hopefully bringing about 160 passengers. I understand that is sold out. There's another one on Saturday that's coming out of New York, and I think that one, from my understanding, is almost sold out, if it's not sold out already, and that's another 150 passengers. As you look right now, you can see Liata on the ground, and each of them is bringing, and I've been checking the schedules, they're almost sold out. All their evening flights are gone. You can pretty much only get morning flights, so that means all the interconnection flights are sold out. And so, you know, it's a very exciting thing for us to be able to produce an event that supports the Argyle International Airport, because as you recognize, when persons come here and they get to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they want to be able to do something so that when they go back they can say, you know what, not only did I have an excellent flight, not only did I go through a world-class airport, but when I got there I was able to enjoy myself for the 10 days, the 15 days, the 20 days, whatever. And so when I'm going back out, I'm already making plans to come back for Vincy Mas, come for the 9 mornings, come for any of those other festivities, and not only come but bring a friend with me.
Speaking on efforts to create an authentic Vincentian experience for the visitors, Adam stated that the Carnival calendar is packed with activities which they will enjoy.
After that, of course, we have a party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is unmatched in terms of its energy anywhere in the world, and that is called Soca Monarch. That is a party where when the music stops and the lights go off, the people are still jumping and dancing. So definitely you've got to look forward to that. On Sunday night, we have the big costumes, and we have our Calypsonians who are going to be in their finals mode where they're hitting their hardest. And then we hit the streets for Juve on Monday morning. You can see the satirical performances, the traditional characters, etc. And then Monday afternoon, our very unique Monday T-shirt band is there, and we've got some of the companies now adding on frontline sections to that. And then it culminates with our mass on the streets this year. We're calling it Destination Tokyo, and that is when the artistry and the revelry really comes to a head in St. Vincent. Once you've gone through a package like that, you've basically got an experience of the culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as it has been, as it is now, and where it is going.
Adams said that the CDC, much like the SVG Tourism Authority, has been engaged in activities aimed at lifting the standard of their product.
Using things like Evo 4.0, which is an all-white event. We're introducing different ambience. So we're now also using all the trussing and lighting and exciting add-ons that the other folks are doing. And then the third thing that we're doing is we're paying attention to the actual production of the show in terms of the stage management. And I'm very proud of the fact that on Saturday evening we were able to put 50 artists on display and finish the competition at 2 a.m. so that we could give persons an after party which went on, and so that when we were scheduled to finish at 3, we didn't have to be scrambling and rushing. We had actually put on a comfortable production, and I want to give kudos to the production team who worked very hard on ensuring that that happened. So those are the 3 main pillars that we've been focusing on this year in order to raise the game, so that Mr. Beach would be happy, because when he brings the folks here and he brings them through this fantastic airport, that we're also in a position where we give them a fantastic product in St. Vincent.
Meanwhile, SVG-TV news team caught up with a few of the visitors who are hoping that their stay in SVG for Vincy Mas 2017 will be an enjoyable one.
Yeah, so the flight was nice, and it's a nice thing to come back home and be landing straight. I really appreciate it. This airport is for all of us, and I'm here to enjoy the Carnival.
I came here in 2006, so it's my second time back anyhow.
Is there any place in St. Vincent you want to go and visit and so on?
Yeah, I want to go from Mesper to Georgetown and Dry River, and a few other places, and Diamond.
Alright, do you feel you enjoy your stay once again in St. Vincent?
Yeah, when I come here I feel like home anyhow.
Flight was excellent, nice smooth ride down the road. My first time in St. Vincent, but I hope to have a good time.
Okay, do you have any place there you're itching to go to?
I'm looking for the all-inclusive fence.
Carnival is not simply an event which takes place in June, July. it is a manifestation of SVG's productive soul. That's the view of Joel Providence, a former chairman of the Carnival Development Corporation, who was a panelist on NBC's Views and Issues program on Sunday, June 25th, discussing the topic that transition to the June-July Mars and how it has worked for us. Providence noted that it is his belief that in order for the evolution of the Vincy Mas product to go forward, one must bear in mind the true meaning of Vincy Mas to the people.
Just speaking, when I say production in terms of creative mass, creative music and the like, I'm just talking about every single thing that we produce in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, whether of a commercial nature or of a simply social, non-commercial benefit. We have to remember our history, as we know that mass in particular is evolving, and now we're seeing that there's a different approach towards costumes and so forth, that it has to be an expression of what we produce here in St. Vincent. And that is what has helped us to propel us to where we are today.
Reflecting on a comment made by former Minister of Social Services Joseph Lambert Eustace in 1969, Providence outlined that throughout the years, the various entities which have headed the Carnival festivities have allowed the progression of the festival at heart. He further noted that a thorough reflection on what has been taking place pre and post 1977 will aid in providing a way forward to enhance the Vincy Mas product.
If we cannot get ahead of Trinidad quantitatively, we should aim at edging ahead qualitatively. We felt then the confidence in ourselves, I'm reflecting through the words of Minister Eustace, that St. Vincent's Carnival was progressing and we could compete with Trinidad and perhaps even do better. The development committee decided to say, okay, let's make some changes, and they moved, they experimented with the guichet for 1 year in 76, and the quality of the calypso and the quality of the mass rose as well. And so much, and there were pressures as well, not just internally, but within the Vincentian community in the diaspora as well, to say, yes, we can make the separation, we can separate ourselves from Trinidad and assert our own position in the Carnival world. And therefore, the bold step was taken in 77. So let us switch over to June, July. Number of watershed years post 77, which I think that we would need to look to as well, as to what brought Carnival to where it is today, and perhaps why going forward that we need to make radical change.
And local panelist Ronnie Small said historically, the steel pan players were looked upon by many in society as undesirables, adding that today's generation of players must work toward changing this image. Small said there must also be more individual play by panists in order to further hone their skills.
We need to help to change that stigma, because that is one of my personal fight, and I mean to really change the look and the whole approach to the instrument, because Luther, you know, we have been on couple tours throughout the year, and you see how people approach the instrument and how people grab it up. Because I went to a place called Jacksonville, Mr. Ryan, and it's Florida. Yeah, and it's more white people, and when I start to play, it's like they see Jesus, you know what I mean? And this is to encourage
except your hair wasn't long.
No, and this is to encourage all the pan tutors and leaders and players, and I mean let's take it serious, and we need to encourage more individual playing. And I mean, yes, the band aspect is very important, it's a part of our tradition, but more individual playing is needed. You know what I mean? Because there are other band players who are doing as good. You had Kenais, we had Vin Cato, we have Hero, then you have this era which is the Rodney Small, the Said Bowman, the Jomora Francis. And I mean, we need to encourage more individual playing. And we as the faces of pan per se need to encourage more of these youngsters too. You know what I mean?
Small called on all pan leaders and arrangers to be open-minded in relation to introducing other elements of music in their performances in order to evolve the art form.
Fall off, and I know Charlie and Unika could testify to this, is that we're not open. and I say this with no apology to no arranger, no band leader who's listening to me. We're not open, we're not evolving in that aspect of it. Because I can remember, and Charlie, you could testify to this year, Devon Stewart played a song, Good Morning, and he had these big church bells in the front of the band, and in the introduction the band stopped, and he hit these church bells to give you the feel of, you know, it's good morning and this is what happened. I can remember even when Bugsy Shah played Magic Drum, Marshall Montano was the singer of that song, and Marshall was on stage. I can remember doing that with Fire Empress, and it's people who give me plenty licks. Oh, you try to bring Fire Empress on stage, we get plenty points. You know what I mean? But so I'm saying to our band leaders, our band players who are listening, we need to evolve. We need to be more open and add different elements to incorporate into our performances.